What's up, YouTube? Welcome to episode 14 of Snap Crackle Pod. Listen, save all the marshmallows for the end. You'll get an amazing marshmallowy bite. It'll be great. You know, eat the nutritious stuff first. Nutritious stuff. And welcome to the podcast. Trevor, this is Trevor. I'm Ryan. You know the drill. You've been here. I'm sure of it. Trevor, how you doing? How you doing non-snap so far today?
I'm doing good. Halfway through the week. You know, we're getting closer to Christmas for all those who celebrate. Very excited for that and all the traditions that go along with that. Do you have any family traditions with the girls so far?
You know, not we do usually, you know, a gift on Christmas Eve, and then our favorite day is really the day after Christmas because that's when we get to just relax, have everything opened up, just like play at home. And I have two little girls and they just they go crazy. It's a really fun day. So that's we don't have any other real big traditions.
Oh, I like that. Well, how have you been outside of anything related to Snap?
Yeah, I haven't seen you. We missed a week, but we're back. We're in action. You know, honestly, it's just been working, and that's about it. I don't have a lot going on. I'm just getting ready, winding down for the end of the year for the holidays, and looking forward to all that. But let's talk about what's popping. You know,
we always got to talk about what's popping. There's always something popping. I guess it's been almost 2 whole weeks. We're doing this again. We had to skip a week, unfortunately, but hey, here we are. What's popping right now would be I'm playing around with a lot of different card combinations, actually making some decks, and I'm taking my base decks, like my on reveal, ongoing, making a few tweaks, copying those decks, and then pasting them, and then moving 2 cards in and out, so I don't have to go through the process of, you know, deleting a deck and then filling it in again. So I've actually been playing around quite a bit, tinkering around, seeing what's working, seeing what's not working is happening a lot more than what is working. But hey, that is what happens when you're a complete noob and you don't have access to all the Series 4 and Series 5 cards. But I do have all Series 3, but that was announced way back when. Obviously, I did Grand Arena. Sounds like we're going to do a little bit of a review on that. But what is popping with you, Ryan, besides those marshmallows that you're popping in your mouth?
No, other than those, you know, little Grand Arena, we definitely are going to get into that. I'm in Infinite now. I got there with a Nimrod deck with Adamantium and Infusion, one of the new cards. And that deck, I'm going to be honest, that deck is actually disgusting right now. I mean, there have been times where the power it puts out is not high enough into the meta. In this meta, I basically beat every single deck that isn't countering my Nimrod with like Shadow King. If you're not Shadow Kinging me or like throwing down Cosmo at the end of the game, it's very hard to beat the power output. So I got to Infinite relatively easily with that, and now I'm just trying out different things, trying some discard. Trying to find the next fun thing because honestly, that deck is, I feel bad playing it. It's a little overtuned, I feel like.
It feels like Nimrod is a really fun card to play, and it can be very OP depending on how you do play it. So it sounds like you found a little something there.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that when we talk about one of the cards coming out in this week, because there's a card that I think is gonna absolutely make that deck even more disgusting. So we'll get to that. First, let's move on to the topic du jour. Actually, this mode is over, but Trevor, I know you have a lot of thoughts about Grand Arena. I think coming into it, you were more of a Sanctum Showdown fan, and you were a little apprehensive about Grand Arena, even with the change to be all pre-constructed decks. But let's get into it. What are your thoughts on what you liked? What did you like playing? What decks were you a fan of?
First off, still a huge fan of Sanctum Showdown, way more than Grand Arena. I never said I was in love with Grand Arena. I just really tried this time. I was like, I got more free time than usual. Let me get into Grand Arena. Let me play some decks and just play with some new cards, some champions, and see what happens. So honestly, I put my full effort in this. I sent you the screenshot of like how many times I played with each deck, and I tried my best every single day to get at least 5 matches in. And I would swap out my champion and I would play that deck just to familiarize myself with some cards that I don't usually use, and obviously they're combinations that I never use. So I did find it very interesting. I don't know if you have like a list of all the different champions, but I think I remember all of them off the top of my head. I don't know
Yeah,
if you want to quickly like talk about each one. Did you get a chance to actually play with each champion?
I did not play with each champion. I was, you know me, I'm a sweaty gamer. I'm like, I found that Black Panther was by far the best deck. And
Yeah.
I first tried Annihilus, which I'll just say real quickly. The champions were Captain America, Iron Man, Weapon X, Rocket, Black Panther, Thanos, Annihilus, and Sentinel. And Annihilus is what I tried first. I was really hoping that would, click with me, but it didn't. Then I tried out a little bit of. I think I went to Thanos because I was interested in how that would work. And that is not really playable. uh, Black Panther though, they came out and they made an adjustment because I think it was like a 65% win rate, which is insane. I mean, because you're also facing other Black Panther decks. That's the only time you were losing, pretty much. So I'll be honest and say that I just shoved as many games as I could before they nerfed it, so I could get the card and get what I wanted from the shop.
Cool. Yeah, I actually, funny enough, started with Annihilus too. I think it's because you said coming out of the gate that was the one you were going to be the most interested in. And I played several matches with it and I did like it. I just didn't see that it kind of had like a low floor for me, but kind of a low ceiling as well. You can only take it so far, especially if you're playing against a Black Panther deck. I did enjoy some of the plays, like flipping like a Sentry, like the Void, flipping it with a Viper, or using the skill to do that as well. That was kind of fun. But then I got into, let me see what came next. Rocket Raccoon. Again, just because you love Rocket Raccoon so much, I figured I'd give that a go. And that's not, and I know it wasn't a great deck, but I had a lot of fun playing it. I don't know why, but I really enjoy the cards. And I normally wouldn't do this in regular matches, but for this game mode, I had a lot of fun with trying to guess where my opponent was playing and then just doubling down and moving Rocket and doubling, what was it? Trying to remember the Torres one.
Oh, Joaquin
Joaquin.
Torres. Yeah.
Yeah, and then getting that doubled. So that was pretty fun. I found that combination to be kind of cool. You could get an America Chavez on that, or I can't remember the other one, but it steals 2 power from your opponent's top
Oh,
of the deck.
Silver Sable. Yeah.
Oversable. I was doubling down on all those as much as I could, and I found that to be kind of fun. Then I got into Captain America. That was kind of a fun deck. I actually had a pretty good win rate with that. There was a lot of good little combinations for me on that. Then I got into Black Panther because you said you were playing with Black Panther, and I was like, let me get into this. And I did find it to be very easy to play that. I find like a lot of these decks, there's one path to get where you need to go. And it seemed like Black Panther, there were a couple different paths you could take and still be successful depending on how you drew. Iron Man, I didn't get too into Iron Man. I just didn't like the skill. I didn't find it to be that useful, in my opinion. Thanos, another one where I just never got Thanos to 20 or above. So I was never destroying cards, and that's kind of the whole purpose of that deck.
Yeah.
And Sentinel was just a headache. It was such a headache. I mean, I could see it being good, and I had some success with it, but there were so many times where I'm just like, wait, what is going on with all these created cards? I've just never messed with a created cards deck. So the collector was pretty nice. Oh, wait, I forgot about, is it Weapon X or Project X?
Weapon X. Yeah, Weapon X.
I was always texting you Project X, but yeah, I actually had a lot of fun with that deck, but I didn't realize at first when you use the skill, it didn't destroy Weapon X.
Yeah.
So I would always play it separately, and then I saw somebody do it. I'm like, oh, I've been playing it wrong the whole time. Anyways, that's my summary. I found Rocket Raccoon to be my most fun deck. I enjoyed it the most, but I did find Black Panther, and secondly would be Captain America to be the two best overall decks for me.
Yeah, I love it. I'm glad you had so much fun with it. I think that this mode has been, a little more. So when the first iteration of Grand Arena, everybody kind of loved it. It was something new. It was kind of like, you get all these different champions, and then the skills were new to the game, sort of too. And that was exciting for people, especially because they could make their own decks, and so people of all collection levels kind of had something to do with it. The problem is, of course, if you were coming in as a new player without a lot of those cards, you had to play a pre-con, and you were playing against people with these crazy efficient decks. So now they decided we'll try the pre-cons only, but now the people who are a little more invested in the game are like, well, I'm just playing the same matchups over and over again. In this case, I was playing Black Panther against Black Panther most of the time. So it got a little samey. So where's the happy medium? Because I think they definitely want to make lower collection players happy. They want to, have the invested players be happy. Do you think that they should have find a way to have separate queues of like pre-con players and whatever, anything goes players?
I think that would make it a little bit more difficult for matchmaking, obviously, but I think truly the majority of players, and I don't know, I'm just spitballing here. I'd say the majority of players are more advanced, or they have more invested into this game than more newer people. I don't hear of a lot of people really gravitating towards this game just starting off nowadays, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. I think that there is a much larger casual base than the thing about a casual base is they're not out there watching content. They're not out there, on social media about the game. So they, I think they're there, but I don't think that they're as vocal just because it's a casual game for them. It's something they do in addition to other things. So I don't know. I understand what you're saying for sure, but I think that it's easy to forget about like all the other experiences that people have out there in this mode. And I just think, I think they'll tune it and figure something out. But I think that this was a little heavy-handed in one direction, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. So for me, it took a step down, but I'm really happy that you loved it, more so because you had more time and because you were able to play cards you're not normally able to. I think that's a great benefit of the mode for those players.
And I also have to comment on the fact that I know I don't have the pass or anything like that, but the fact that after playing almost 45 matches, all I get left with is about 750 glory is kind of depressing.
Yeah.
And, at the end of the day, I went home with 100 extra credits in my pocket, which I will never complain about. And the Rocket Raccoon Champion Pixel variant. I had to pick it. It was my favorite champion. So I'm like, what else am I going to get here? I can't get an emote. I can't get one of the new fancy cards. Let me just get a variant. So I just went with that.
Hey, fair enough. Hopefully you enjoy maybe, to play the Rocket soon. We'll see. Actually, I don't know how it works with variants, but there is a new Guardians deck in Team Clash that we'll get to. But that's Grand Arena. Let's move on. Let's talk about, if you're all done with Grand Arena, of course.
Finished.
All right. Let's get into a review slash preview because we're still gonna talk about all new cards, but ones that we maybe missed last week plus into this week's cards. Starting off first of all with Weapon H. This card released on the 9th into Series 5. It is basically Apocalypse, a little different because Apocalypse is coming back with 6 energy and growing in power. This stays at 14, but it lowers in energy, so it's kind of like the reverse Apocalypse. Personally, I have been playing it just to try it out in a discard deck, and it's nice to have that like extra thing to discard if you don't have your Apocalypse. So you're going to be able to get this going, and you could play it at the end of the game. I usually didn't get a below 3. There were times, obviously, but sometimes it was even just a 5-14. So it's a little on the weaker side, but I do like that there's another card like this.
Yeah, I mean, a 5-14 is good when you think about it, because I don't really know that there is a 5-14. So obviously, if you need power in your deck, this could potentially be good if you're playing a discard deck, but no use for it outside of the discard deck, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yep, not really. Maybe one day, maybe in the hybrid decks we have coming up, the discard destroy. But let's talk next about Maverick. This card
Never.
just released on Tuesday, the 16th into Series 5. This card I really want to play with. I have not got a chance to yet, but I love what this card does. It's a buff card, so it's going to give its power on activate to the next card you play. But the cool thing is, you make Maverick large, you're going to be doing a really big buff. So my mind immediately goes to Galactus. I know people are already messing around with that. And I think there might be some degenerate Jocasta stuff that I can do with this too. Yeah, any thoughts?
Funny enough, my brain didn't go to Galactus, but in general, that's exactly what I was thinking too. I was like, oh man, if I buff this up, is that going to be added whenever I activate it? And that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
At 3 energy, it just depends when you're able to play it. Obviously, you don't want to play it too late in the game because you want to buff it up. But yeah, I was actually pretty excited when I saw this card. I was on Snap. I forget when they actually like announced this, but I was on it, I think today actually, and I saw this card on there, and I thought it had some use.
Yeah, totally. I think it's cool. Plus Surfer. This is a great Surfer card.
That's the other thing that came to my mind, because if you need an extra 3, there you go.
Yep. And imagine Mavericking a Brood, even at its base 3/3. That's pretty big. Pretty big. All right, next card up. This is a card I alluded to earlier. No, actually it doesn't. We'll get to that card. This is Wild Child. This one does signal the start of that discard and destroy archetype, though. So if you're able to discard and destroy a card in your deck, it will be a 2/9, which is obviously gigantic. Any decks that are trying to get that payoff, this will be definitely in them. Otherwise, probably a little finicky. I don't know if you want to play just a straight 2/5 in a regular destroy deck or in a regular discard deck. I mean, maybe. But you can really get higher with like a Morbius, so I don't think you're ever picking this over that. But I think those hybrid decks could be kind of cool. I'm definitely going to try them out.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see both sides here of being able to discard and destroy and get +4 power each time. So if you're able to pull that off, we're never complaining about a 2/9, that's for sure. But like you said, Morbius can definitely do the exact same thing, just a little bit differently.
This card, by the way, is coming in Team Clash on the reward track if you play enough games. Next up, Fastball Special. This is the card that I was alluding to. This card is the most Nimrod card to ever Nimrod. I mean, it's 2 power skill. It's going to destroy your highest power card and afflict an enemy card there with negative power equal to its power. So if you have a 12 power Nimrod, this will destroy your Nimrod, give -12 to a card on the opposing lane, and then duplicate, obviously, your Nimrod. Like, it's just a better Carnage in that deck, and you can still play Carnage and still play Adamantium Infusion and Arnim Zola, and like, this card just breaks that deck. I don't know what I'm going to cut, but I'm definitely going to slot this in and feel bad about it.
This card seems interesting, to say the least. Yeah, definitely Nimrod would be very interesting in combination with that. But how fast is the fastball? Are we talking like Rich Hill? Are we talking like Paul Skeens?
Rich Hill. Well, this is Colossus throwing Wolverine. Seems pretty fast to me, you know?
Okay, so we're going to go with Paul Skeens in that scenario. But yeah, seems like a fun card.
Yeah, this one's going to be available in the shop for Team Clash. And finally, let's talk Marrow. I'm pretty confident this card's coming out this week. It says it is on SnapFan, but I think it just might release directly into Series 4 on Thursday, which, depending on when this releases, might be today, might be yesterday, I'm not sure. This is it's like a Proxima Midnight in that when you discard or destroy it, although Proxima is just discard, it randomly splits -6 power among enemy cards. At a 2/3, usually these Series 4 cards are a little, weaker. And I know people aren't very excited about this card, just having watched other people talk about it. But I think it has some sneaky potential. If you're playing that hybrid deck, you can discard this and then bring it back with something, Hela or whatever, and then have it destroy. I don't know. There's there's a possibility of doing some sneaky stuff with it to get a bigger payoff.
I mean, come on. At the end of the day, I know you're randomly splitting it up, but -6 power is -6 power at the end of the day. If you can double that down in -12, that could be a major advantage, maybe major disadvantage. I don't know. For the opponent, we'll see.
Yeah, totally. I mean, the thing is, like, it's 3 power, doesn't matter. So you can't, like, count it as, like, a 2-9, but a 2-6 is still pretty good, especially if you're playing an Affliction deck. You got Diamondback, making those bigger, those negative afflictions. So, I don't know. I think there's something maybe with this card. I'm going to test it out and see for sure. But that's all the new cards, which brings us to our next topic. Let's talk about Team Clash. How much do you know about this mode going in, Trevor?
Nothing.
Good, because I don't know a super lot about it either. I kind of got the basics, but I kind of want to go in blind. I'll just go over the main overview, which is that this is kind of like Grand Arena in a way. You're going to have different factions, so think of it like choosing a champion, but there's 5 teams. You have Avengers, you have Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Verse, Thunderbolts, and X-Men. So there are 6 cards that have to be in your deck, and then you can fill out the rest either with a precon or you can build your own deck around the other 6 cards. The 6 cards in the deck, so let's go over the first one here. The Avengers. Each of the factions has a special ability. For the Avengers, it's after you play an Avenger, you give one of your Avengers their +1 power. So just a extra buff. If you play 4 Avengers in a lane, you're going to be throwing around a lot of buffs in that lane. And then there are reworked versions of these top 6 cards you can see there with special Avengers borders. So it's not just regular Hawkeye. He has an extra ability where it's his normal ability, but then if you play an Avenger instead of a regular card, you repeat the ability, so he gets a double. And they're all like that. They're on the screen. You can kind of see they all have little extra Avenger tie-ins for this style of deck. Other cards in the game that aren't part of that top 6 that have to be in this deck, some will be classified as Avengers. And when you go to build the deck, there's a filter in the top of the screen where you can filter Avengers cards, and obviously you want to try to build an all Avengers deck, but maybe some card in another faction will also be good in this deck. So that's the first one. Any thoughts on Avengers real quick?
Insanely interesting concept, first off. It definitely, sometimes I find Marvel Snap to be a headache, and this feels like even more of a headache for somebody like me who is still, I have my feet wet, but I'm still really having to think about what I'm doing a lot of times, whereas you probably don't even think, you're just slinging cards down and maybe you're looking at to see what the opponent's doing. But this just gives me more to think about it. It's a little bit of a headache, but I really do like it, because I think there's going to be a lot of fun combinations that come out of it. And I'm glad we kind of, is this the first iteration of Clash Royale? Oh my gosh, I said Clash Royale.
That's okay. Team Clash, it is. This is the first ever Team Clash. So, I'm sure there'll be growing pains. I'm sure it'll be, what you said is very true, I think. I'm at the point right now where I see a card and I don't even think about it. I just know what the card is. But there's going to be so many new cards in this mode. I'm going to be reading everything. I'm going to be, from a newer player's perspective, which I think is cool. So it'll all be a little fresh, a little new, and a lot more interesting right now than Grand Arena for me personally. So I am excited about it. That's Avengers.
We're here for it.
We're here for it. Let's talk about the next one, which is Guardians of the Galaxy. So you can get your rocket on again. The special ability for the Guardians faction is all cards reveal with +1 power at the glowing location. And that includes your opponent's cards. So I think each turn a location will be glowing. And that's the way, if they want to get the buff, they're going to play there. And then you can take advantage by playing your Guardians cards that get benefit from them playing on that location. So, a little tricky. Cards are obviously different. You can see them on the screen there, but there's a lot going on. So I don't want to go over every single card, but just know you're going to be giving your Guardians buffs. You're going to try to play where your opponent's playing.
Oh, this one's really interesting. I was just looking at Clash Mantis. If your
Yes.
opponent played a card here, give a guardian in your hand -2. Oh no! Oh, -2 cost. Oh, I'm so glad I wrote down
Cost.
at the next line. I was like, dang, that's kind of risky.
No, they're messing around and trying to make Mantis playable. And one thing about this mode that I find interesting is they're trying a lot of different abilities on cards that are historically very weak. Maybe this is a backdoor way of them testing a new Mantis ability because nobody plays Mantis. But if people have fun with this style of Mantis, maybe they will make that happen in the actual game. Who knows?
I mean, if we're being real here, I'm assuming the majority of cards right here, the Guardians of the Galaxy, nobody plays.
That's true, unless you're in
So
Sanctum Showdown.
Nebula, Angela. I don't see a lot of Gladiator, but sometimes I don't see any of the top row played ever.
Well, the top row are the only ones that have the special abilities. The bottom row are all the normal cards, and that could be anything. I think this is the pre-con, but you can play any 6 cards you want on the bottom there.
Understood. I'm probably going to stick with the pre-cons, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just because I need that little extra push.
I get it. It helps. It's a lot less of a barrier to just get in and play, so I understand that. Next up, Spider-Verse. Probably going to be the most broken class, but we'll see. Just because extra energy is broken, and the ability for this faction is you get +2 energy if one of your Spider-Verse cards moved last turn. Obviously, a lot of these cards move. You're going to pretty easily get that +2 energy each turn, and with more energy, you're just doing more things. Team Clash Ghost Spider. It's the last card you played moves here. If it's a Spider-Verse card, this gains +2 power. So just a slightly bigger Ghost Spider. And then the one that really sticks out to me here is Clash Symbiote Spider-Man, because it does the normal activate, merge one of your cards into this, but then it replaces that card with a Spider-Verse card from your deck. So it gets like a double activation of something, and then also brings in another Spider-Verse card, and it's probably moving, and just chaos. We'll see how this goes.
If you get Kraken going with all this going on, I mean, that could be really fun. You could be getting a really... Oh, sorry. Gosh, I can't.
Craven.
I can't even at this time of night, buddy. Craven, not Kraken. I
think Craven might be cracked. So I get it. I get why you'd go that way.
Maybe that's where I was going with it. I gave you the softball, and you just had to knock it out of the park for me.
Let's talk real quick about Spider-Man 2099, which they totally changed his ability, which I find funny. The Clash Spider-Man 2099 is on reveal. For each time your cards move this game, give +1 power to one of your cards. And then there's a little counter that keeps track. So if you move 25 times, that's a lot of power moving around. I don't know. Gonna be interesting.
Or if you move 2,099 times, that could be fun.
Yes, that would be very on brand, very thematic. All right, next faction. Let's talk about the Thunderbolts. I like that they included this one as a faction because it's funny. Your Thunderbolts reveal with +2 power at locations you're losing. I just love that they made the team full of losers want you to be losing at a location to get an extra little burst of power. It's really funny. Team Sentry I enjoy as well. Team Clash Sentry. On reveal, add a -9 power void to a location where you don't have a Thunderbolt. So you don't have to worry about not playing this on the right. You get to choose where the void goes based on where you played things, and that's pretty cool.
That is very cool. It's like they're the underdogs. Isn't that what they're known for, being underdogs?
Definitely.
Yeah, so +2 power makes sense if you're losing. It's a very interesting concept. Again, we're doing a lot of things out of the box here. It seems a little bit... maybe this first iteration's definitely going to hit some obstacles here, but I like where their head's at.
Yeah, I'm with you. And let's talk about X-Men, the final faction. By the way, I will just say I'm glad that they're doing factions in any sense, because I've always felt that that's something that Marvel Snap should have more of. Like, you're playing Avengers, they should do something together, you know? Like, so it's cool that it's in this mode. Maybe we'll see a little of that bleed into the game, but... X-Men, you get +1 energy for each location where you have 3 or more X-Men. So you're just trying to jam a bunch of X-Men out there and get that extra energy going.
While we're on this, Jean Grey, did you get the free variant?
I did. Did you redeem the code?
I did. I went through the extra effort of actually going into Chrome and typing in Marvel Snap Store and going in there, and it said my password or my passcode was wrong or whatever, promo code. And I had to go back in and do it twice. So I put in the extra effort just for that stinking variant. And I'm very surprised that one won. It was definitely cool, but wasn't what were the other two? I'm trying to remember. Was it
I
was it Rocket Raccoon was one of them? Or am I
no,
tripping?
I don't think it was Rocket. I know there was a cute character, and
Yeah, it was
then
a cute one. That's where my brain went too. It was cute.
yeah, well,
I don't remember. It'll come to us.
yeah, I will. Uh, what about the X-Men though? Speaking of Jean Grey, did they change Jean Grey? Yeah, the next time you get bonus energy as the turn starts, draw a card. So Jean Grey's just draw. That could be interesting in the real game too. Jean Grey is not a card that's played, so maybe that's another backdoor change they're thinking about making.
I do actually play some Jean Grey just because it's kind of fun. If I'm not mistaken, your first card has to be played at that location that she's at for both you and your opponent, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I do like the card. It just doesn't usually see a lot of play, but I've always wanted to be able to play it because I like the concept too. Just hasn't worked out very well.
I'm guessing this is probably going to be the deck that I use the least, or lastly will use, but we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. And that is all of the factions, and that's Team Clash. So I think we talked about it, and we'll go over it next time we pod and see how it all went down. But I think we should probably move on to some blind rankings.
Yes, we should, but I do have one question because I'm an ignoramus and I'm not the best listener in the whole world. When does it start?
Oh, it starts depending on when this podcast comes out today, or the 18th, Thursday. The mode will be out.
Like at midnight tonight?
No, I just mean that we're recording on the 17th, but I probably won't
Under-
post this episode until the 18th or later. So it will be out on Thursday at reset, I believe.
Okay, gotcha now.
So that's Team Clash. Everybody enjoy it. Play it if you want. Get your cards. Blind rankings. Let's talk about it. I'll go ahead. I'll give you mine first because I'm ready and raring to go. I got some fun ones for you. We'll see
Let's
where
get
you
it.
land. All right. First up, your first card. It's not a Tuma. It's a Tuma.
Listen. 410's kind of nice, destroying one of my cards. You know what? I'll say 3. I'm going to go middle ground because I've seen this used very successfully against me. I personally haven't played this card myself, but I've seen it used so many times against me very successfully, and I actually think it's a fun card. I don't think there's anything quite like it that I can think of off the top of my head, but I do like the concept of the card. I'm putting it right in the middle just because I don't have a lot of experience with it, but 410 is kind of nice.
All right. I dig it. Tuma at 3. Next up is Wave.
I don't know how to. I guess I will answer this based on experience because, again, I don't ever play it, but I have it played against me all the time, and I do find it to be a fun card. 3/6. Wasn't it a different cost?
It was
a different power.
It was
not
a
too long
3.
ago?
It was a 3/5. Yeah, they buffed it.
I think I do like this 3/6 version of it. Obviously, just a little bit better, obviously. But I think it's a fun card. I'm actually going to put it at 2.
Okay, I like it.
I really want to put it at 4, but I do really enjoy when it gets played. It's fun.
Okay. Cool. So you got a Wave at 2, a Tuma at 3. Your next card is Red Guardian.
I thought we were on the theme. I thought we were doing a theme for a second. I thought we were doing like all aquatic or water-based characters.
Yeah,
But I guess not, because now we got David Harbour on the screen here.
we do.
Uh,
This one may have been because you were watching Stranger Things before the before the episode.
Was it? Okay. Afflict the lowest power. I don't have a lot of experience here. I've played it once though. Afflict the lowest power enemy card here with -2. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and put it at 4. Put it at 4. I
Okay.
feel like you got something worth in here for me.
All right. We'll see because your next card is Nimrod.
One body. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I should have saved him for last.
I've never got around to play Nimrod yet. I do have Nimrod. It was the last card in my track, but I will play it one day.
You should. Nimrod's so much fun. You have Shuri. You can play Nimrod. All right. And finally, your last card. This is your number 5 card by default. Just here because the variant's so much fun. Beast.
I'm okay with that. Honestly, I'd probably put him at 4, but I'm okay with B5. That's cool with me.
All right. There you go. Your rankings.
A very specific card.
It is very specific.
What champion had Beast in it? I'm trying to remember.
Man, I really only played Black Panther, so I really don't know. It sounds like maybe a Rocket card, though, because it's returning stuff. You're replaying it under Joaquin Torres.
Yeah, that was it. It was Rocket Raccoon, but I never actually played it. Like, I only played it a few times. It had to be a very specific situation.
Fair enough. All right, you're up.
Yes, that's me. Wake up. All right. For your first blind ranking, you have Mr. Herbie himself.
Oh, Herbie. He's a hard one to find because he's got the periods after his H. Here he comes. I just got this Herbie variant, which is very exciting to me. Let me say, as a character, I adore Herbie. It was the best part of the movie for me. First Steps movie. I don't play it a ton. I should play it a little more because he's a fun little card. Let's give him a 3.
Trace. We both started off with 3 for our first one. Okay. I like that. I would have put Herbie at 2 if I'm being quite honest. Not based on the cards I have here, but if you come straight out of the gate giving me Herbie, I'm putting Herbie at number 2. I just like the fact that every single turn something different happens.
Yeah.
All right. Second on the list, we got Howard the Duck.
Oh, man. You're going right for my heartstrings, man. Howard. I love Howard. Howard is so bad, but so good in one in one particular deck that I play. We're gonna give Howard a 1. I'm going 1. I was gonna go 2. I'm going 1. I don't want to risk Howard being left out in the cold, and I think he deserves his shine. Today is his day. It's a good day to be a duck. Howard number 1. Don't give me that stink face. Howard number 1 and number 3.
I wasn't expecting it.
I don't think you understand how much I like Howard.
Okay, well, you said leaving him out in the cold.
Did you see the drip? Look at the drip.
Well, he's got a revolver, so he's already won me over on that.
Yeah.
I think revolvers are the sickest. If you're going to pick any gun that looks really cool, I think like the old classic revolvers just look so cool.
Yeah, I mean, you've even got, look at this Howard. We got this
It
fun
does
Howard.
bother me. It does bother me that he has opposable thumbs, though.
I mean, what do you want from the man? He's basically, yeah, let's not, yeah, that's Howard. He's my number 1. Anyway.
Yeah, let's not go too deep on that. Your third card is going to be Professor X.
Oh, interesting. I love me a Professor X. You're giving me a lot of cards I like. Quite a lot. I think Prof X, he's very toxic, but he's also too weak now that cards can move into there. So I only play him in specific metas where move isn't a thing. Let's give him a 2, though. Wait, did I give? Yeah, I gave Herbie a 3. So, yeah, I got my 1, 2, 3 filled out. We go Howard, Prof X, Herbie.
You're good. You're doing well so far. Esser X goes into number 2. Next, we got vision, which, you have good vision because you have glasses on.
Well, I have augmented decent vision, yes. I'm glad that I filled up my 1, 2, 3 so far because vision is just fine. I don't really care much about this card. I'm going to give him a 5. I'm hoping there's something better coming along here for 4.
Definitely something better than vision. I just don't know your exact thoughts on this card, actually. We have, for your last one, we got Sarah.
Interesting. I would definitely have Sarah in my top 3, probably, out of that list. Sarah's very cool. I really like playing a Sarah deck. Haven't done it in a minute, but it's great to discard all your cards for the end of the game and then throw a bunch of tech. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I would maybe move Herbie down and Sarah up if I could, but we're locked.
You would move Howard the Duck down from 1 to 5 and put vision in 1.
No way.
Would you feel any differently if it was Howard the Goose?
The fact that he's a duck does not matter to me as much as I like cards that are terrible but serve very specific purposes, and the art is just fun.
So that means you like Hydra Bob?
No, Hydra Bob's good. Hydra Bob is annoying. Yeah. Hydra Bob's a little
Why was
worse,
it in a Grand Arena deck?
I don't know.
That just felt kind of odd. Like, you couldn't snap, so what was the point? I mean, a 1/4 is okay, but...
That's, you know what?
Anyway.
Very good point, actually. Very good point. It's just for the body, I guess. Anyway, that's our blind rankings, which brings us to our question of the week. I hope you've been thinking about this one. Anybody out there, if you want to tell us what is your favorite holiday movie, doesn't have to be Christmas, can be any holiday movie, maybe around this time, but whatever it is. Trevor, what you got?
The dog who saved Easter, the dog who saved Halloween, the dog who saved Christmas, the dog who saved Flag Day, the dog who saved every holiday that ever existed on planet Earth. Those were fake answers. My real answer,
I was so confused.
My real answer is all of the other reindeer. I have to watch it every single Christmas season. Have you seen that movie?
I am pretty sure I've seen it, at least as a passenger while my daughters watched it, maybe last year. But I remember enjoying it. I definitely think the story is cute. I like a little good word play with olive instead of all of the other. It's great. So I approve of that. I'm with it.
Do you know who it's produced by?
Who it's what by?
Produced by. We had a little lag spike.
Oh, there. Yeah. I do not know who it's produced by.
Matt Groening.
Oh, a little Simpson action.
Yeah. I think it came out in 1999. It just felt like it was a throwaway project is what it felt like, because the animation is so bad, but for whatever reason that just adds to it. I love the story. I love the pun. It's so cheesy in so many different places, and it's Matt Groening. So, I mean, it's just going to have that sense of humor, Futurama, Simpsons, Disenchantment. I don't know if you've ever seen Disenchantment, but it's very interesting.
No.
Anyway, what's yours?
Mine is, I don't really even have to think about it. By far, one of my favorite movies, period, is Home Alone. The original Home Alone. Home Alone 2, also very fun and good. We're finally at the age where our daughters can watch them, and that's a blast. They love watching Kevin build out all the traps, the hapless sticky bandits getting what for. And then, yeah, just a cozy, comforting movie, really well shot. Got a great style, great sensibility. It's a classic. I love it. I love everything about that movie. It just makes me think of Christmas, and it's a fun little romp.
That is a very great answer, actually. Home Alone is just, it's a classic. It really is. Home Alone 2, honestly, I feel like Home Alone 1 and 2 are not interchangeable. Different stories, different vibes, but honestly, I can enjoy either about the same. It's just after that, it fell off a cliff, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, for sure. They're I don't even consider them to be Home Alone movies. They're like fan casts, fan projects, honestly. It's not Christopher Columbus, so yeah.
I mean, they're okay, don't get me wrong, but it just doesn't compare to the first two.
It doesn't. That's the question. If you guys want to answer that, please do so in the comments down below. We're in there chopping it up, responding to the comments. Trevor making barbs about my hat, so I had to wear a hat today. You know, do it. Talk to us. We love hearing from you. Subscribe to the channel if you want more of this content, more deck guides. I put out one a week. I'm very close to 1,000 subscribers now. We're in the last 100, so it'd be great if you could join us on that journey. Trevor, we'll be wrapping up. We're getting close to wrapping up Weapon X next season, but where can people find you? You still you going to be putting out any more reviews? I'm looking forward to them.
I am located on planet Earth. I'll be putting out reviews eventually on music. I'm just behind on the times, and it's the holiday season, so it's just not getting done. But I have been listening to a lot of albums, and I'm kind of just stockpiling them right now. I think what I'll do is I'll probably film some videos, and then I'll just edit them, and then whenever I'm ready to upload them, I'll just kind of put them in maybe like once or twice a week. So we'll see what happens with that. You can always catch me on YouTube, catch me in the comment section, and catch me at Ryan's house without his permission.
I was going to say, we're getting together on Christmas, but not here. I think you got the memo is lost.
Oh, I'm showing up every single day.
Fair enough. Bring Olive with you. But yeah, that's the episode. Thank you all so much for watching. We have a blast as always. Look forward to interacting with you and more episodes down the line. Trevor, fly off to the ceiling. Oh, he went down. What a subversion of expectations.
Don't look at my bed. It's not made.
I won't.
I must wet my whistle.
Drink bros.
Favorite cookie of all time. Go.
Ooh, Samoas. Even though they're Girl Scout cookies, those are probably my favorite cookie ever.
It's called a black and white cookie. Very simple. I just love them. I have no brain cells left.
Thanks for giving the outro to the Outtakes.
You're welcome.